You are not broken, you are simply programmed by old memories that no longer serve you. Every negative thought is just an echo of the past, not a prophecy of your future. In this story, you'll learn how to quiet your mind, rewrite your inner script, and return to peace. Imagine this. You open your eyes in the morning, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind whispers something cruel. You are behind. You are not enough. No one said it out loud, but somehow, it is there, quietly waiting for you. This is not a new thought. It is an old recording, playing again and again. Science tells us that almost 95% of our thoughts come from the subconscious mind, the hidden basement of the brain. It stores every memory, every word of criticism, every moment of fear from your past. It is not evil, just unfiltered. It remembers everything and tries to protect you by replaying warnings from the past. But in doing so, it keeps you trapped in stories that no longer match who you are. Think of your subconscious as a loyal but confused guard dog. It barks at every shadow because it once saw danger there. When you think, "I will fail," that voice may not belong to you at all. It could be a teacher's harsh comment, a parent's fear, or a time you stumbled and felt embarrassed. Those old moments shape invisible beliefs. I am not smart enough, not lovable, not safe. The truth is, negative thoughts are not judgments about your present, they are echoes of your past. The more you argue with them, the louder they grow. But when you pause and simply notice them, something changes. Observation breaks the illusion of control they have over you. Try this. The next time a negative thought appears, stop and ask, "Where did this come from? Who taught me to think this way?" Do not answer too quickly. Just sit with the question. Sometimes the answer rises softly, a memory, a face, a feeling. And with that awareness, the thought begins to dissolve like mist under sunlight. For English learners, focus on key words that reveal meaning: memory, belief, influence, childhood, subconscious. These words describe the invisible architecture of the mind. Your action step today: listen without judgment. Watch your thoughts the way a scientist watches clouds. Do not chase them, do not fight them. Just observe. Because when you finally see where the storm begins, you also see where it ends. Takeaway: the first step to peace is not control, it is awareness. You cannot heal what you do not understand. Picture your mind as a wheel quietly turning through the day. Something happens, a harsh comment, a memory, a small failure, and suddenly, the wheel starts spinning faster. One trigger becomes a thought. The thought fuels an emotion, the emotion drives a reaction, and the reaction often leads to guilt or shame, which then becomes the next trigger. This is the invisible loop that keeps so many people trapped inside their own heads. Here is how it looks. Trigger, thought, emotion, reaction, guilt, new trigger. Round and round it goes, until exhaustion feels like normal life. Most people try to control the wrong thing, the thought itself. They say, "I have to stop thinking like this," and end up thinking about it even more. The truth is, thoughts come and go on their own, like birds flying through the sky. What gives them power is not their presence, but your reaction to them. The weak link in this emotional chain is the reaction. That is the point where you have control, where the loop can finally break. You may not be able to stop the trigger or silence the thought, but you can decide how to respond. So when a negative thought appears, instead of arguing with it or believing it, try saying calmly, interesting thought." Do not label it as good or bad. Just notice it and then redirect your body. Take a slow breath. Stretch your shoulders. Sip some tea. Look out the window. These small physical shifts send a new message to your brain: we are safe. And when the body relaxes, the mind follows. Here is a simple tool you can practice anywhere: the 3-minute reset. Step 1. Pause whatever you are doing. Step 2. Take 5 deep breaths, slowly. Step 3. Do one small positive action. Listen to soft music, smile at someone, or write one sentence of gratitude. In just 3 minutes, you can interrupt the loop and reset your mental energy. For English learners, practice saying short phrases that reinforce calm awareness. I choose peace. It's just a thought. Let it go. These words are not empty affirmations. They are commands to your subconscious. The more you say them with intention, the more they reshape your emotional reflexes. You cannot stop the storm from forming, but you can decide whether to walk into it. Calm reaction breaks the cycle of negativity and turns every thought into a chance for freedom. Imagine your mind as a quiet garden in the early morning. Dew glistens on leaves, sunlight stretches across the soil, and everything you allow in, every sound, image, and word, becomes a seed. Some of those seeds bloom into peace, focus, and joy. Others, when left unchecked, grow into weeds of comparison, fear, and doubt. What you water grows. Every scroll through social media, every gossip-filled conversation, every dark headline you absorb, these are drops of water falling on something inside you. The mind does not choose between flower or weed, it simply nurtures whatever you feed it. Over time, without realizing it, people build inner landscapes filled with thorns. They wonder why they feel anxious or unmotivated, not seeing that their daily habits are quietly gardening their emotions. This is why you must learn the art of mental detox. It does not mean cutting yourself off from the world, but rather becoming a conscious gardener. Look at your daily inputs. Which accounts make you feel small or jealous? Which shows fill you with fear or noise? Which people drain your energy with endless complaints? These are the weeds stealing your attention and self-worth. Start your clean your feed strategy today. Unfollow or mute accounts that trigger comparison or negativity. Reduce the time you spend on platforms that pull you into emotional chaos. Protect your peace like a priceless plant. Replace those empty moments of scrolling with nourishing habits, an uplifting podcast, a few lines from a good book, or even a short English learning video that grows your mind rather than shrinking it. There are 2 sacred times you must guard like treasure: the first 30 minutes after waking and the last 30 minutes before sleep. These are your golden windows, the moments when your subconscious mind is wide open, absorbing whatever you feed it. Most people fill these precious minutes with chaos, checking messages, news, or social media. But if you choose to fill them with calm music, gratitude, affirmations, or learning something new, your entire inner rhythm begins to change. For English learners, this is a beautiful opportunity. Start your morning with English affirmations such as, I am calm, I am learning every day, or today I choose peace. Listen to motivational content before bed. Let your language journey feed your emotional growth. Takeaway: your mind is always listening. Every piece of content you consume plants something in the soil of your subconscious. Choose your seeds with care, and you will soon walk through a garden that blooms with peace instead of fear. You brush your teeth every morning and night without fail. You rinse away yesterday's food, polish your smile, and feel fresh again. But how often do you brush your mind? Imagine the mental plaque that builds up from worries, regrets, and overthinking. Peace, like hygiene, is not a one-time achievement, it is a daily ritual. Let us begin the practice of daily mind cleaning, small but powerful habits that keep your thoughts clear, emotions balanced, and inner world calm. 1. The thought shelf. Picture your mind as a room. When it gets messy, you do not throw everything away, you organize it. The thought shelf is a place where you gently put overwhelming ideas aside. When stress or fear hits, tell yourself, I will think about this later. This small pause gives your brain breathing room and stops the storm before it grows. 2. The temperature check. Ask yourself throughout the day, what am I feeling right now? Most people run on emotional autopilot, unaware of their inner temperature. Naming your feeling, calm, irritated, hopeful, is like checking your mental weather. Once you identify it, you gain control. You stop reacting blindly and start responding wisely. 3. The one-word dump. Before bed, take a small notebook and write one word that sums up your emotion for the day. Just one. Tired. Grateful. Peaceful. Frustrated. This habit clears emotional clutter, helping your mind rest. It also becomes a mirror. After a week, you can see patterns in your emotions and learn from them. 4. The mental walkthrough. Close your eyes and calmly replay your day as if watching a movie. Notice what felt good and what felt heavy. Then, mentally release it. This gentle reflection turns mistakes into lessons and experiences into wisdom. 5. Talk to yourself kindly. We often speak to ourselves with words we would never use on a friend. Try a new voice, soft, patient, and compassionate. Speak to your inner child with kindness. You did your best today. It is okay to rest. You are learning. This reprograms your self-talk from criticism to care. 6. Micro-forgiveness. Every day, forgive one small thing, someone's rude comment, your own mistake, a missed opportunity. Forgiveness is mental cleansing water. You do not do it for others, you do it so your mind can stay light. For English learners, turn these into simple daily reflections. I felt angry, but I let it go. I was nervous, but I kept learning. Expressing your emotions in English not only builds vocabulary, but also emotional fluency. Peace is not something you find by accident, it is something you maintain with intention. Just as you would not skip brushing your teeth, do not skip cleaning your mind. A few minutes each day can keep your inner world fresh, balanced, and beautifully alive. Imagine trying to stop a wave with your hands. The more you push against it, the harder it crashes back. Negative thoughts work the same way. The harder you fight them, the louder they shout. This is why wise minds say, what you resist, persists. The secret is not to battle your thoughts but to replace them, to plant a stronger seed where the weed once grew. Your mind cannot hold two opposite ideas with equal strength. Light and darkness cannot exist in the same space. So instead of saying, go away, bad thought, try saying, here's a better one. The goal is not suppression, it is substitution. Let's explore 3 techniques to do just that. 1. Reversal. Flip the thought. When a negative idea appears, look for the opposite truth that could also be real. If your mind whispers, I might fail, gently respond, I might succeed. If it says, people will laugh at me, answer, some people might actually admire me. This simple reversal turns fear into curiosity and hopelessness into possibility. The mind becomes what it repeatedly hears, so choose your script wisely. 2. The so what technique. Reduce the drama. Our brains love exaggeration. A small mistake becomes a disaster. One rejection feels like proof of unworthiness. The "so what" method is your emotional deflator. When anxiety says, "What if I say something wrong in English?" reply calmly, "So what? I'll learn from it." When fear whispers, "What if I fail?" answer, "So what? I'll try again." By removing drama, you return to balance. This technique turns problems into practice. 3. Upgrade your language, rewrite your inner code. The words you use shape your world. When you say, "I can't," your mind closes. When you say, "I'm learning how to," it opens. The shift is small but powerful. For example, one English learner used to repeat, "I'm bad at English." Every time he said it, his confidence shrank. One day, he changed his phrase to, "I'm getting better at English every day." Within weeks, his energy shifted. He spoke more, listened more, and mistakes no longer felt like proof of failure but signs of growth. His brain followed the story he told it, and that story became true. For English learners, practice this in daily speech. Replace "I'm nervous" with "I'm getting calmer." Change "I don't understand" to "I'm starting to understand." Use the present continuous tense to reflect growth, not perfection. Your thoughts are like radio channels. You decide which one to tune into. Darkness disappears not by fighting it, but by turning on the light. Replace what hurts with what heals, and the noise of negativity will fade into silence. There is a voice inside your head that knows every weakness you have. It appears when you fail, when you compare, when you're alone at night replaying everything you wish you had done differently. That voice can be cruel, sharper than any critic outside. But here is the truth: that voice is not you. It is an echo, a leftover shadow of fear trying to protect you from pain. The question is not how to silence it, but how to speak back with love. Ask yourself a simple question: would I ever talk to my best friend this way? Most people would never dream of telling a friend, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never change." Yet they whisper those words to themselves daily. The mind listens to every sentence you repeat. If you want to heal, you must learn the language of kindness. One of the most powerful tools is naming your inner critic. Give it a character, maybe Mr. Doubt, Miss Fear, or the perfectionist. When that voice starts its usual speech, you can say calmly, "Ah, that's just Mr. Doubt again. Thank you for your concern, but I'm safe." By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You become the observer, not the victim of your own thoughts. Self-compassion is not weakness, it is inner strength in action. It means allowing yourself to be human, imperfect, messy, learning. One gentle ritual is to end each night with a sentence of forgiveness. Whisper to yourself before sleep, "I forgive myself for today's mistakes." No matter how small or large your errors were, this act tells your subconscious that growth matters more than guilt. When you forgive yourself daily, you stop carrying yesterday's storms into tomorrow's sky. There is a story of a woman who once hated her reflection. Every morning, she stood in front of the mirror listing what she didn't like: her hair, her face, her body. One day, her therapist asked her to replace criticism with gratitude. So she began each morning with, "Thank you. Thank you, eyes, for helping me see. Thank you, hands, for working hard. Thank you, heart, for keeping me alive." Within weeks, something remarkable happened. Her posture straightened, her smile returned, and her energy became lighter. She didn't change her face, She changed her story. For English learners, practice positive self-talk aloud every day. Use gentle sentences. I'm doing my best. I'm learning more each day. I deserve peace. Speak as if you are comforting a dear friend, because you are. That friend is you. Healing begins when you stop being your own enemy. The day you choose kindness toward yourself, the war inside finally ends. In Japan, there is an art form called kintsugi, the practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, artists fill them with shining lines of metal so the break becomes part of the beauty. What was once damaged becomes more valuable than before. That is exactly what happens when you choose to turn pain into power. Pain is not punishment. It is a teacher that whispers, "There is more strength inside you than you can see." Every heartbreak, failure, or rejection holds the seed of transformation. The goal is not to erase the past but to rebuild yourself with wisdom glowing through your scars, just like gold through the cracks of kintsugi pottery. The first shift is to change the question. Stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "Now what?" "Why me?" keeps you trapped in the past, looking for reasons that never heal you. "Now what?" moves you toward the future, toward choice, growth, and creation. Every challenge asks for a response, not a reaction. The second shift is transformation. Emotion is energy. You can let it destroy you, or you can turn it into creation. Write your story, paint your feelings, dance your pain, or share it with someone who needs hope. When you give your suffering a purpose, it loses its power to control you. The third shift is contribution. Once you heal a wound, you gain the medicine to help someone else. The same experience that once hurt you becomes the bridge that connects you with others. Imagine a student who once failed an important exam. Instead of drowning in shame, they study smarter, rebuild confidence, and later teach others how to avoid the same mistakes. Pain becomes a lesson shared, and that lesson becomes a light. The fourth shift is identity. Stop calling yourself broken. Start saying, "I'm rebuilding." There is a world of difference between "I was hurt" and "I am healing." One keeps you chained to the past, the other carries you forward with dignity. Survivors do not deny pain, they rise through it. So when life cracks you open, do not hide the lines. Fill them with gold, with patience, creativity, and compassion. Those golden scars will tell your story better than any perfect surface ever could. You are not your pain. You are the power that rises from it. The most beautiful souls are those who have learned to turn their wounds into wisdom and their struggles into strength.